¿A poco no se le antojaría ahorita o no daría lo que fuera por comerse una hamburguesa de Shake Shack? La verdad es que, piénsenlo, sí se les hizo agua a la boca y más porque llevamos cuántos días en cuarentena. ¿Por qué traigo ahorita este tema? Obviamente no porque vayamos a mandarles una hamburguesa, está imposible, pero sí les traemos una muy buena entrevista. Justamente déjenme platicarles que Christine Kina, quien es socia de Ignea, nos va a hacer el favor de entrevistar ni más ni menos que al mismísimo dueño CEO Randy Garutti de Shake Shack. Así que sin más, por favor, les regalo los micrófonos.
So Randy, welcome, and thank you for joining us here in Mexico. We're really interested to talk with you about the future consumer and really to hear what are you doing in Shake Shack as a leader in the hospitality and the service industry. We've been following you, seeing what you've been doing during this crazy time. So thank you for your time for this conversation.
Thanks, Christine. It's really an honor to be with you, and greetings to all of our friends here in the audience and the virtual audience. We wish we could be with you, and I know it's been a difficult time, certainly been a difficult time across all of us across the world, and really happy to be here and help in any way I can and shed some light on the way we're thinking about things right now.
Thanks, Randy. So could you share with us, where is your head right now? I mean, given everything that has been going on, especially in this last week, where are you spending your time and energy?
Well, it's difficult, right? We believe we have so much work to do, starting with ourselves, so much listening, learning, and acting, both within our company, in our home city of New York City, and around the world. You know, Shake Shack has just under 300 locations. It was just about a year ago that we opened in Mexico City. Myself, my whole family was there for this opening. It's hard to imagine how far the world has come in that short time. And it's been really a wild tale over this last few months of COVID really ramping up, of the closures happening across our world of Shake Shack. And with each city, each team, each country, people have been so entrepreneurial. They've been figuring it out, and we're just taking it day by day. We're trying to make the right decisions in real time as it comes. There's so much to do, and I think mostly I just want to say thank you to our teams around the world, our team in Mexico, because it's just taken an entrepreneurial spirit to get through this. And I believe somehow we will, and we'll get through on the other side.
Well, can you tell us about what those initial days were like and what were some of the most important decisions that you made when the pandemic started hitting globally, and any lessons learned that you've been able to reflect on since then?
Well, you know, as a global company, even though we're pretty small, we're pretty far spread out around the globe. You know, we started understanding this journey in China. We have 3 restaurants in Shanghai and quite a few in Hong Kong, and then a big company in Korea, Japan, Philippines, Singapore. We started seeing it there first. You started seeing the reactions, obviously the closure and the immediate action in China. And our teams there began to learn about what it was going to look like, what closures, how do you open, how do you serve people in this takeout format. And then obviously very quickly in the middle of March, it came to the United States and then has continued, as we know, to spread around the world. And, you know, our first actions and everything we've focused on since have to be about taking care of our team, making sure that they're safe, they had the protective gear that they needed, and they had a roadmap to how to operate during this time. We did a lot. We closed all of our dining rooms immediately. And to this day, probably about 80% of our dining rooms still remain closed. Now, I know in Mexico that is still mostly the case. You know, our team members have really been working through this. And we shortened our menu so that we could make sure people could, you know, actually operate in a way that worked. We increased the way that we did delivery and the digital toolbox, and we can talk about that later. The digital toolbox has been so important. Our ability, we shifted to nearly 85% of our sales began to come from the digital tools, our app, web, and delivery. Those things were a fraction of our sales before that. So much of it pivoting, answering the next call, and taking it day by day. And there's just been an incredible amount of lessons learned And we've been so impressed with our partners, Grupo Talks, and our friends in Mexico and our team members and leaders in how they've pivoted and figured out how to operate in this challenging time.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the future consumer that you see? How are habits changing? How have people reacted to this shortened menu, to the takeout delivery, to the electronic purchases? What do you see happening with your consumer today?
Well, I think, first of all, we have to continue to listen to the consumer, right? Their opinion on this is shifting quickly. I would say a few things. As we look at the long term, I believe human beings have a fundamental need to gather with other human beings. We're seeing that this week. We're seeing that in active protests around the world. We're seeing that people want to come together. Shake Shack was built as a community gathering place, built as a place that people come together for special occasions, for a regular burger, for a night out with friends, to celebrate the end of school, whatever thing is happening. And Shake Shack is that place, and it will be again. However, in the near term, we and other companies can't fully be that, right? So when I think about the consumer, I believe today the consumer, number one, wants safety. They want to know they can trust the brand that they're working with. They want to know that brand has ethos in a way that takes care of their team members around the world, lifts them up, and is keeping them and their products safe. I think that actually today comes before brand and becomes before products. I'm not sure we've ever lived in a time where that was so true. The second thing I would say they want is convenience. It's got to be easy. Get it for me. I want that line to be non-existent, if at all. I want it to move quickly. I want you to tell me where I stand. Keep the distance, keep it safe, and keep it convenient. And then after that, then I think the product decisions happen and the brand and people's alignment with brands, as I've said, whose ethos they share, really matter right now, because when you're taking care of yourself, your basic health, and your family, you want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that the very few choices that you're making right now are aligned with your own goals in life. And I think the consumer will change. And it's going to be much more of a convenience culture. However, as we go, I do believe more and more we're all going to be itching to be together, to come together. And those places that bring that to the world, I believe will continue to thrive over the long term.
All right. So Shake Shack has been known for standing for something good. I know that is a core part of your philosophy and the way that you are as a leader. What does that mean to you today? How are you able to remain true to that?
I think today it's got to start, and always has, for the 16 years that Shake Shack has been in existence, with our team. Really making sure we think about our staff at every level, making sure that they have opportunities to thrive and to grow, and then and only then can they take care of our teams, our guests, our communities, our suppliers, and eventually all of our business. That's a virtuous cycle that we call enlightened hospitality. Is the way that when we start with taking care of them, they can go ahead and do it for everything else. That's where it all begins. That's what standing for something good does. And it means as we start to reopen dining rooms, we're making sure that it's safe for our guests to come in. We're making sure that our suppliers and our purveyors, those great ranchers who give us our hormone antibiotic-free beef, who give us the premium ingredients that we serve that make it different than your traditional fast food restaurant, that we take care of that community too. That's what standing for something good is. And that wherever we can, we lessen our impact. We make sure that we can provide a place that matters to people. And at the end of the day, does Shake Shack become an essential part of your life? One of the things that our team in Mexico has done so incredibly well during this tough time is they created these burger kits that you can buy and cook at home. And so many people are doing it. We started it here in the U.S. We shared a little bit of our learning, and now our team in Mexico is doing it. I think when you realize the challenge that people are going through right now, and you say, wow, of all the brands I'm going to associate with and the cooking I'm going to do, it matters to me to get this Shake Shack box to take home. That tells you that you have an essential place in the lives of your customers, and your guests, and your community. And that's what we want to be. That's what we want to be. We want to be essential and make sure that even during this tough time, we bring it home for you and to you. And when we're out of this, which we will, we'll come together again.
Right. So I know one of the challenges that you've been facing is dealing with supply chain, right? Can you talk about how you've been able to tackle that challenge and any sort of advice or thoughts about that going forward and how that will change?
Well, supply chain in the food world has to begin and end with safety too, right? You want to make sure the food is safe. Then and only then can you worry about getting it there. We've been pretty fortunate. Our suppliers have really stepped up. Our purveyors have gotten us all of the ingredients we need. We've obviously seen various beef spikes here in the U.S. Costs have gone up. There's been challenges in the production of beef, but that seems to have gotten a lot better in the last week or so, even though there was a few weeks there of it being much more challenging. And our partners seem to be taking care of it. You know, everything about us has to be premium ingredients, hormone antibiotic free. And we've been happy with the way people have taken care of it. And we've really seen very little supply chain disruption around the globe for Shake Shack. We're thankful for that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate hearing you say that in thinking about the future, you're listening to the customer, right? And that the customers will be changing their habits, just like these take-home boxes that they can prepare with their families in their own kitchens, right? What do you see about how are you adjusting your menu? How are you going forward, perhaps focusing on also these alternative meats in your product mix? And how are you doing that internationally?
Yeah, each country really has its own story, right? And what we've learned over the many years of Shake Shack, whatever country we've gone to, it's kind of amazing because obviously you have local tastes and preferences, but people want Shake Shack. They don't want a Chinese version of Shake Shack in China. They don't want a Mexican version of Shake Shack in Mexico. They want Shake Shack. And our core menu, no matter what we've ever done around the world, always remains the most popular items. As we establish a relationship with any community over time, whether it's San Francisco or Detroit or Mexico City, we then listen. We always try to find some really cool local ingredients. We did that in Mexico at our opening, and make sure we're connecting with small artisanal producers and featuring some of their items on the menu, and making sure over time we continue to develop that, continue to understand and have a dialogue with our communities. As we think about, other things like there's a lot of plant-based protein on the horizon right now for companies. For us, we're not sure where that goes just yet. We're doing a lot of listening. We haven't had a whole lot of call for that in our company, but we never say never. What we're focused on, actually, we're testing a new one in the coming months, a new incredible veggie burger. We like our vegetables to be real vegetables. And we're working on a really cool vegetable burger that we'll see. We'll test, we'll learn, we'll tweak, and maybe that makes its way around the world. One of our most popular items since the beginning of Shake Shack in 2004 is our mushroom burger. So if you like to eat vegetarian, we have an incredible shroom burger that people have always loved that's available worldwide. So that's a constant conversation, listening, learning, and here's how we feel about it at the end of the day. You shouldn't eat a burger every day. You shouldn't eat any single thing every day. When you do, it should be a really good one. So when I choose to eat a burger, which should not be every day, I'm going to go to Shake Shack because I know what's in it. I know what's there. I know they stand for something good. And that's how we think about balance, health, and eating properly over a lifetime.
Yeah, thank you. And I appreciate, I'm a big fan of all the Shake Shack products, but my kids are your number one fan. So thank you so much.
You.
So as we talk about sort of the impossible new reopening, right? It's hard to have a crystal ball. There's a lot of uncertainty. But could you share with us your vision and how you're moving forward and what you think about the reopening?
Yeah, I think we all have to be cautious. No matter where we are, no matter how this terrible time has impacted us, we have to be careful and take it day by day. So as we have slowly reopened some restaurants in this country, we've done it with some outdoor seating. We've done it with some really good signage of distance. We've done it with sanitizer everywhere. We've done it making sure our team can distance as much as possible. And yet we've done it with inviting people back in, dining rooms that have less tables, but they have tables. And I think we all just have to take our time. There's no reason to rush. This has been hard enough. It's going to continue to be hard on everyone in the world. And we have to do that in a way that that allows for us to be long-term successful with an eye towards obviously what's happening around the world, better testing, better knowledge, better tracing, and the understanding of how we get through this, hopefully for the long term. So we'll be doing that shack by shack, day by day, only when it's safe to do so. And when we do, we'll grow back into it. I fully believe we'll be at a time when all of us can sit together and have a good beer and have a good shack burger and exist in a world that we once knew that will come again.
Well, great, Randy. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your words. Thank you for sharing the story about Shake Shack and for your vision for the future.
Thanks, everyone. I wish you the best health and safety, and stay well, all right? Cheers.